your track, na? Like mature to
Yeah,
individuals.
like please. I mean, love doesn't only happen in its 16.
Yeah,
it
but people
happens
will
in-
revolt. If
Yeah.
there is any changes, people are going to revolt. If you replace Genelia in Janitra Jarana Part 2, what do you think will happen? Boycott. So do not. I think so.
Yes.
Giving up. She has hope. She thinks I can get him out. And that is the strength of that character.
Women with that is, I can never do it. Immense amount of patience.
No, no, no.
Fully.
You really, Riteish?
Yeah.
No, no. She's Shravani. She'll never give up.
Nice, ready?
Yes.
Okay. You have to tell me a movie that you regret not doing it, Riteish.
A movie that I regret not
Saying, like,
doing.
passing it. You have a Gadar 2 right now.
Yeah, my
Phenomenal.
God. Man.
Phenomenal.
And the last week before that, you had the massive opening with Oh My God 2, Gadar 2 and Rocky Rani continued to do
Sure,
it.
sure.
Like theatres were, the cash registers were ringing.
Sure.
Tell me as a producer, both of you can tell me, how do you look at the situation and the kind of films that have worked?
I think it's phenomenal.
Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. My guests today are people that I absolutely love having conversations with off and on screen. They are the people who understand the business. They're talented actors who have gone beyond in this business of making content. They understand it and they get so much love for it. I'm talking about, of course, people that I absolutely love. Riteish Deshmukh and Genelia Deshmukh. Hello.
Hi, Rudrani. It's always wonderful
Yeah.
sitting and chatting with you. You're lovely and you're fantastic.
It's very interesting, Riteish. Some years back, they would have not, I'll be very blunt here, they would have not taken you seriously as a very serious player in this business.
Sure.
Right? But what you've done with particularly Marathi cinema and taking it to mainstream like this, very few could do it. But you do. And this conversation about how content can be mixed with mainstream to create great content that people finally come to the theatres to watch is something that has been going on. Tell me what your thoughts on it and my analysis of what I've just said.
No, you've, first of all, you're too kind with your words, so thank you so much. But I just feel that, any industry to survive, commerce is the most important part of it, aspect of it. So if you see any of our industry within the Indian film industry, and when I meant Indian, I'm saying Hindi or Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, they have built themselves upon commerce. And that's very important. We talk about numbers. Good films, bad films, yes, of course. But good film and great numbers are fantastic. Okay film, great numbers are also welcome. But a very good film and no numbers is not discussed. So we need to understand and what is the reason for that. And I'll tell you truthfully, there was a time from say 2012, 13 up to 2016, there were many Marathi films that came in and really did some great business. Right, they started with 25 crores, 30 crores, 40 crores, and it started with Dunyadari 25, and then Lay Bhari came and did 40, then Nat Samrat came and did 45, 50, and then Sairat came and did 90, 100 crores. So, and after that, there was a big lull, and we were struggling to make movies. And let's understand that on an average, a Marathi film will just do a business between 2 to 4 crores, and that's the reality of it. How do we get more people to watch? And that is very, very important, and that's why the content was important. How do you see? We make great cinemas. You have Marathi films going to Oscars and beautiful cinema, and I have immense respect for that. But how do we get that to become, like you said, mainstream? And that's the bridge that we at Mumbai Film Company, Genelia and me constantly figure out. Sometimes you might fail, sometimes you're successful, but we are constantly at it.
And Genelia, people might have their own assumptions about how, of course, there is no doubt in the fact that you're an amazing actor, but also that you understand marketing.
Yeah.
Some people might not even think that,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
With you.
absolutely.
But you have been the backbone of
Yeah.
marketing when it came to
Yeah.
Ved as well,
Yes.
at least.
Yes.
I want you to comment on that, and I feel like you were not taken seriously then, of course.
Initially, when Ved happened, I think I just wanted to be that supportive factor. Then he got me into act after 10 years, so then I was being the actor.
Yeah.
But I think somewhere down the line, I wanted to be part of this film very hands-on on production and post-production, because I wanted to make sure that he's, totally comfortable at every point. And I think I'm that bridge very often in the office, with him. Having said that, I think the first conversation we had in the office about Ved was that, it's a love story, nothing has worked. So that was like a drawback, like when they came on. And I was like, how does that become a drawback? Like,
Imagine.
how many love stories have we seen? We've stopped making love stories. We've stopped making these kind of films, which is something that the whole audience can enjoy, the whole family can enjoy. And that's why I think Star Gold as a channel also, their audience is generally one that, a family sits and watches films. So that was our whole thing. Like when we were talking, Riteish and me, we were like, when we go out, we need to touch that woman's heart who wants to come and see a Shravani or someone who identifies with Satya. So we made that the whole strategy with marketing. Very honest, very clear cut as to what we were doing out there, and I'm glad things worked out. It could have not. It could have gone the other way, but. I just feel when you put your heart into something, and when people see today, I feel people see honesty in your promotions as well. So I think in everything, if they don't relate to you, even the way you promote yourself, I think if they don't relate to you, they will not come because they want an honest promotion, they want an honest film. No matter what it is, the genre can differ. Like everyone's true to their genre, but I feel they need to see that honesty, and I think that's just about what we went with. And as people, I feel we're more clear than putting layers onto it. I think
You know,
I'm glad it worked.
I'll just add one thing to her. See, when you look at regional films, you need to understand what audience you want to cater to, right? And Wade was majority of the portion was, I would say, Shravani is the hero of the film. She is the one who sacrifices herself, goes to any extent to make sure that her husband is fine, and um, love for the husband when the husband doesn't love you back, and that is the prime sacrifice. And I'm sure that there are many women who feel that I've given, and rightfully so, that I've given too much into this house and I don't get as much in return, and that is one emotion. So we had to analyze in terms of what is happening in Maharashtra. Most of the films that are watched in Maharashtra are Hindi films, but most of the television that is watched is Marathi television, and that too Star Prava from the same family. So we figured out that Star Prava is the way to go in terms of going with the Marathi promotion, specifically cut with Genelia's perspective.
And they were very supportive throughout.
And that's when we went with the kind of promotion that aligned ourselves, which were Shravani based, a housewife. But all the promos that came, or everything that came on Instagram or social media, was not on television, and what was shown on television was not on social media. So we made a different strategy altogether.
Yeah, and honestly, in Wave, we didn't have a single hoarding out there. We didn't do any television ads.
We're not doing collaborations with like
We
major
did
film influencers.
After our reviewers also, we didn't have all this 3-star, 4-star put up. We just went with honest feedback from places, what we got. So I think what Riteish said was, I remember him telling me that we are going on all the television shows, and I was like, me? So he's like, yeah, we're going to be in part of their homes and part of their world. Then I was wondering, because so many things were happening, how would we have this time? Because they're full shoots, right? But I'm glad we did that because the connect, like I know on the release, so many people came out saying that we went with generation, like, the whole family went together. So starting from your grandfather to the little child, all went to see it together. And that's a sense of pride after you have children that, you can just go and see about any film with your mother or with your child.
I'll just, one last thing, when you talk about going on shows, like you said, so Genelia planned as to when is the show going to come. If the show is going to come on Saturday, which is a Marathi show, but we were fortunate to go on Hindi show, so it shouldn't clash with that. So make sure that can we get the next week. So we had to really juggle and adjust as to which shows we can go and when are they going to be telecast.
It's fantastic, People just think that ho gaya numbers banane. The kind of thought When you listen to this conversation, you realize that it was not a fluke. It is not something that you've really worked on. And I think it's fantastic. It can be as a module later for a lot of other films, to understand the way you go about it, which I think is fantastic. I love that, Ritesh, you broke down the fact that why Shravani is a hero and why a lot of women, can feel conflicted and feel, and also feel inspired by her. Remember, why is she putting up for 10 years? Like, today, these are different times. A woman like Shravani will cease to exist, or we don't want her to exist because, she deserves more. Like Ritesh also said it. It's how much can you put up with, right? And it's not something that we'd like others to say, ki nahi yaar, tum aise karo. But you have a viewpoint, so I want to first let everybody know that how you felt about it.
No, so another thing is that, see, there's that kind of woman who's being oppressed at home and who needs to take a stand. There's another kind of woman who feels that even adjusted is taking a stand, which is not the case. Like, I feel marriages, relationships, homes are all about adjusting to each other, and that's not about taking a stand. Yeah, when you're oppressed, when you're under a certain thing, that's when you stand up and say, no, I won't deal with this anymore, right? But now Shravani in this film was a girl who was clear. This is what I love. In fact, to a certain extent, I feel she was very selfless with Riteish, but where her self was and where her family was, she was selfish about the fact that this is what I want to do. I will get married to this person because I want to, not because he wants me, because he doesn't want me. She was very clear on that one. And there came a point in the film where she stood up and said, now this is enough. Now it's time to leave. Not because you don't love me, but because I don't see any honesty in it. I don't, like, when you were a drunk, when you were whatever you were honest with that emotion. Now I think it's very conflicted and I don't want this. And that's where she takes a stand. So I feel Shravani is actually that woman who speaks what today's women, what a lot of families speak. Like, I feel there's one sector that is really oppressed and, which we need to stand with those women. But there is a lot where people have forgotten how to adjust. I feel they've forgotten that marriages and relationships and all of this, there is a lot of compromise. Like today, I will run home at 2:30, even if I want to have a coffee with my friend, because my kids are coming and that priority is more than this. Now, I won't look at it as, oh my God, I can't hang with my friends. I'll look at it as, no, this is my responsibility.
You choose to do it.
My kids didn't choose me, I chose them. Like, I brought them into this world. So I feel if you break those little understandings down, then, and that's why Shravani works as a character, because she is a working girl. She goes to work, she supports her family, she stands by her husband, she understands the fact that he's self-destructive. He's not a drunk who's beating her up. There's no kind of violence. There's no, like, if there's someone who does this, I would say go out there and stand up and, don't take this nonsense, because no domestic abuse. But this person is just self-destructive in his own world. And what she's trying to do is get him out of that, which I think is the beauty of her character.
I'm so glad you brought this part up, because I know a lot of people were in at that time, I mean, now you can say it, were saying that ye hamara Marathi Kabir Singh hai. For me, absolutely not. Because what you just said, also the climax of she leaving him and that entire monologue, which I think you were absolutely terrific.
No, I'll say, Kabir Singh is something that we both saw it a bit late, but we loved it because it was just a fantastic film, great performances, very well directed. When the first poster came out of a guy who's drunk and there's a strong girl, even the promo, the first few people thought that, like you said, Marathi Kabir Singh. But this guy, Satya, isn't like Kabir Singh in his spirit. And that's the reason why I was just hoping that when people watch the film, it's more about the girl's love story, Shravani's love story, than Satya's love story.
Like her zip to be with her.
Also, I just feel that the beauty of this film, or the written part, was that the first half is about how Satya falls in love with Nisha, and that's where the story goes. But when post interval, the perspective changes from the girl's side. And now it's a love story from the girl's perspective. So now you have just first 10 minutes to convince people that these two are in love. And you just have 10 minutes. And so we had to really figure out, how do we shoot the songs? How can we make it more involved? How do I show the pain, the hurt, that I need the audience to be at the same page as what Shravani is feeling in 10 minutes after interval. Because the entire story shifts in a jerk.
The Ajay Atul music definitely helps.
Yeah, it does, of course. I mean, they are.
I mean, you said 10 minutes, and the first thing I'm like, yeah, Gana to you all have killed it. Because, you know, no, it's a major part of building that
No, it is.
chemistry, the
It
pain
is.
and the angst. You guys
They Ajay Atul are pure genius in terms of, and I always say that they're just not music directors. They are directors, like film directors who understand music, because you know they have the director part in them is not about just music direction, but they understand movies, is what I always say. And there are many suggestions that they said that, you know, what if this is there, and so even that Besuri Me song, which comes in the second half, that was their thing. They wanted to do a jazz piece. I said, jazz music is not what I want.
He gives a lot of, and they are amazing at what they do. I mean, I don't think this film would have happened without. But I always asked him, I was like, how did you approve of it? Like, you know, it's very difficult to say that I want this jazz piece in my film, and that was your first film. Like, you know, like you want everything that's conventional and that's correct. Like, so I mean, I think the combination of Riteish and Riteish, like they love each other. They would never come home. Like I don't know what was going on after a point in time, but yeah.
But then, I think Riteish has those kinds of creative collaborations with people. And when you love them, you're like,
yeah. I mean,
this is my gang.
I know, but I think creative collaborations always happen with people who inspire each other, and not entertain each other. You know, it's not about just having a great life. You have to just inspire. Even it could just be listening to someone, and you're like, wow, aaj kuch seekh liya na yaar.
But you're taking the Mumbai Film Company ahead as well. I know the vision doesn't stop here. It gives you a new lease of hope that you all can experiment more and do bigger things. I want to know what the future is.
No, so with Mumbai Film Company, yes, now is the time to, post-pandemic, films are doing better. Even in Marathi and Hindi, now we see audiences just rushing back. But Genelia and me have thought of expanding this into much more. We want to figure out a way we can do a Hindi film now. We want to be in a position where we produce at least 3 Marathi films a year, where we are not part of, but you know, seeking newer talent, new stories that we want to say. Apart from that, we are developing a series for an OTT platform, so that is very exciting.
Is there anything you can tell me?
Not as of now, but I will tell you soon.
But
exciting, yes.
This year, though, has been very good. You know, and you have been telling for a while, saying that, you know, you cannot say you have one bad year, you cannot say films will not work. You have a Gadar 2 right now.
Yeah, my God.
Phenomenal.
And the last week before that, you had the massive opening with Oh My God 2, Gadar 2 and Rocky Rani continued.
Sure.
Like theatres were, the cash registers were ringing.
Sure.
Tell me as a producer, both of you can tell me, how do you look at the situation and the kind of films that have worked?
I think it's phenomenal. It's very, all these people have understood the audience. That is very important. Gadar knows its audience. People have come in tractors, and it's not a phenomenon that it's mass everywhere. A cross section of India has seen this film, and that is the power of that film.
Again, it's honesty, I feel. I'm honest. This is my film. This is what I'm going to show you on your first film. I'm not being pretentious that this is, I'm, covering up and doing stuff with it, which is what I feel. Today, you cannot fool an audience. Riteish always says your first promo is when people decide whether they're going to come in or not. Very often, and I think it's true.
And similarly, like even Oh My God, to sustain with this onslaught of the Gadar mania, as I would like to call it, it's phenomenal. You are right there. It's increasing because the film is good, and I'm so thrilled for my dear friend Akshay Kumar that it's his film and is doing so well, and Sunny sir is phenomenal, doing a Baipan Bhari, another Marathi film which I mean, see, Ved after many years did a business of say 75 crores, and Baipan just crossed that in.
Who's the love you got from Marathi cinema? And everybody's like, Genelia needs to do more of it.
Yeah.
I know, I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
80, 90 crores. So just to see the numbers across industries, and you know what's the beauty of it? That a Marathi film at the same time, the same audience in Maharashtra watching Marathi films and Hindi films. That doesn't hold true for South, because their first preference is their home language, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
So here there's a big struggle. So for Marathi to come and do these kind of numbers with Hindi films out there, it's a big achievement.
Who's the love you got from Marathi cinema? And everybody's like, Genelia needs to do more of it.
Yeah.
I know, I hope so.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And also now that you're back you have a Telugu film?
Yes.
That I think is again something that people are very, very excited about.
Yes,
Tell
I
me
hope
on
so.
that. I met your very dear friend Ram, and I told him, oh, we were just discussing about you, Ram.
Okay,
He's coming for us to meet us in general.
Okay.
What a great guy Ram is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But most of the people
Yeah.
from Telugu,
And he cooks great food.
Yeah.
Now he told me that he's doing this
he
pizza dough and whatever.
told me
He
that.
told you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riteish keeps calling him for the Tenli pickles.
And his mother, my God, I'm telling you, Ram's mother gives the best pickle ever. Auntie, love you. You're amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I think they're waiting for you also with hands all open
hope
wide
so,
to give you a
yeah.
big hug from that
Yeah.
side.
Oh no, I would love it. I would love it. I think today, like I said, today I've reached that place where I just want to do films where I want to spend my time enjoying every day, every moment, every film that I do. So it doesn't mean that I need to do like 10 films. It needs to be that if it's 10 or if it's 1, it's my film. So that's that. But that's how I've always been. Like, it's not like I chose to do South films when Bollywood films were happening, and I still chose to do South films, and South films I was really doing well, and I chose to come back as a newcomer. So, and then suddenly I put myself in a place where I'm an absolute newcomer. I mean, Marathi industry, this is my first film. So that's the kind of person I've always been, I think. I think I don't wait for someone else's validation about me, which I think is important. Which I think is important for every new aspiring actor as well. That do it the way you want to do it, because that's what makes you special.
Sure. But before I go to my last segment, I want to say you all are very different from the characters you played. Obviously, thank God. But
Not me.
She's like, I'm okay. But I still feel like, you still feel you would like stick by. I feel you would not. Yeah?
No.
You really?
Yes.
No. She's Shravani. She'll never give up. The beauty of Shravani is not about, like she said, it's not about holding on to things when someone is treating you badly. It's about not giving up. She has hope. She thinks I can get him out, and that is the strength of that character.
That is, I can never do it. Immense amount of patience was in fixing people. Really, it's just exhausting.
It is. It takes a bit of you, I'm sure. But the thing, that's what I'm saying. Relationships are great when you understand. See, that's what I'm saying. And I'm being very clear that oppression is different. This is not oppression. Like when I asked Riteish, I said, do you think that Satya is a drunk because he's still in love with Nisha, or it's self-destruction? When I asked him, I said, second half, because then it's just because when Shravani leaves, he wants her back. He said, no. It's about him now wanting to be self-destructive, that I'm comfortable in this space. So when you understand these emotions, I think, it turns out different.
And who's the possessive out of you?
Me.
You? I like how
Yeah.
Riteish is like,
You saw Preity Zinta's video, no?
but that I know has a different story.
But now I'm going to say that that's it.
Really? Because, Riteish, you have anything to say? Riteish, like, do you want to say anything?
Possessive, yeah, she is.
Yeah.
I'm possessive of my
I mean, more
children.
possessive than I am.
About my
Ah.
family, my brother. I'm very clear. There's no my
Is-
friends.
For her, it is her core group, and that's about it. She doesn't want too many people in her life. With me, I'll be like, "Arey, what will that person? Let's think from their perspective." She's like, "Why? Why should I
But this
think?"
I like.
Uh.
This I understand.
You want someone in
Yeah.
your life, you think from that. Now, someone else has some problem, I can't, you know.
Preity Zinta said jealous होती है. Listen,
Yeah.
don't blame me for it. I'm telling
क्योंकि
you, go explain.
एडिटर कमाल का एडिट कर दे.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, how he caught my expressions also. I want to salute him. I want to know who is
Did
he.
you go home and laugh?
Who is this person who has done such a great job?
No,
But did you see my take back on
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
No. So, that particular day, I came out after being pregnant for a while and not wearing heels. And that was the first day I was wearing heels. And I think Riteish and Preity also had met after very long. And they were having some great conversation. And my feet were killing. So I'm like, can you all stop? Can we go sit and talk? Like, that's better. But of course.
But for the people, for the gallery, yes, I'm very possessive.
Oh, yeah, I am. No, that too I am.
That's so cute. Listen, but on that note, you said that talking about friendships, it reminds me. We spoke about Imran last time, and it's so cute that Imran had put out this post saying, "Agar mujhe 1 million likes milenge, to maybe I'll come back and stuff." And
I
he
hope
was
he
getting a
does.
lot of love, and every time he was getting love, Janita was being discussed.
Yes.
But it'll be amazing.
I hope so. I mean, as long as they don't change the girl.
Yeah, that they have to. Please keep a older track, na, like mature to
Yeah,
individuals.
like please. I mean, love doesn't only happen in its 16.
Yeah,
It
but people
happens
will
in-
revolt. If
Yeah.
there is any changes, people are going to revolt. If you replace Genelia in Janitya Janina Part 2, what do you think will happen? Boycott. So do not. I think so.
Yes. See, you know, Aditi, that is me. Like
Yeah.
my crew, my people. Like that is me.
From Aditi to Shravani.
Yeah.
That the core people stay core.
Shravani is when you grow up and you realize that you can't react so much. You have to be like Shant and still want that.
Okay, I love it. Okay, some fun questions. Are you guys ready?
yes.
Okay. You have to tell me a movie that you regret not doing, Riteish.
A movie that I regret not
Saying, like,
doing.
passing it.
बरेली की बर्फी. I wasn't able to do the film because I was occupied doing something else then.
You have been doing it, does that. Okay. The second one is a moment of how do you calm down, Genelia, when there's a fight? How do you sort of make sure the situation settles down?
It's like a matchstick, right? You have to wait for it to burn
But
itself out.
Riteish, you're spoiling my name.
No, calm down कैसे करो? मतलब ठीक है अभी गुस्सा हो, चुप बैठो, शांत हो जाओ.
Riteish
अभी
goes
उसे
to
शांत हो.
sleep, by the way. If I'm upset, I'll come and I'll be upset. And he'll ask me.
These
there
are her
anything
bedtime
wrong?
stories.
He's like, is there anything wrong? And I'm like, no. He's like, okay, good night. And he's gone to sleep. I'm
Because
like, when
I
we say
totally
no,
believe my wife
But
when
why
she
are men
says.
like this?
Yeah,
But why
when
are
we say
women
no,
like
it
this?
means yes.
But you know, when she's saying she's fine, she's not. But ठीक है, got it.
Yeah.
You take faith. जो बोलती है उसी पे you go, ना basically.
हाँ अभी when you're not fine, you're not fine. When
Riteish
you're fine,
doesn't
you're fine.
fight. Only I have arguments. We don't fight. As people, we don't fight. Only I have arguments. He is there, problem hua. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like, what is sorry? Like, let's discuss. He's like, no, it's my fault.
This is rapid fire.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Riteish, what would your advice be to your character here?
Just love Shravani.
That's a good advice. Love Shravani.
Love Shravani.
Yeah.
You have any advice? That's your advice also?
No, to Satya, I would just say that, you know, life has many things to offer. You know, don't hold on to things that are no more there. You know, just let go and move on to better things in life.
Great. One thing about the film industry that you hope still changes.
Still changes.
Yeah.
I just hope that we all respect each other's time equally.
Well said. Riteish, if there's a one sequel of yours that needs to get made, which movie would you say can get and why?
Bluff Masters.
Oh, for
Please
sure.
make that happen. I
Yeah,
love that
that's
film.
for
Yeah.
sure. It's such a
Because
good film.
I've every time I watch it, and I think it'll be great for Abhishek, me, Priyanka, Nana, and Rohan Sippy to come back together with Vishal Shekhar.
They have not heard
Uh,
music like that.
and that's why I called it Bluff Masters this time. First was Bluff Master.
A film of yours, they should not remake.
They should not remake.
No, they shouldn't touch. You know, there's some films that are nice. They're like, chhod do, mat karna.
Should not. I don't know. I think Malamal Weekly.
I agree. Okay. One thing about comedy that you feel that we still need to go better at when it comes to, you know, comedic skills or comedic actors.
Now, I think more than acting, I think, see, let me tell you, in comedy, right, you are as good as writing. So anyone you say, "Arey, ye comedy बहुत अच्छा करता है," it's you should give more credit to the writer.
Okay.
Actors only 15% with their skill sets. It's all about the written material. The better the written material, the better you will be. So I just feel that writing needs to be. I mean, it's great, but we need to be more invested in writing.
The last one is, besides Genelia, one actor you think you look great on screen with,
That I look great on screen with.
or you hope that you get to work with her because you think you'll look great on screen with.
Ah,
Genelia, should I tell them to focus on your face?
So focus on me. Listen, I don't have
Okay.
a problem with girls. These were the other his
Kidding.
co-stars will be like, shoot her down.
no. I actually have never thought of it that way.
No?
I've been happy with people who have had the fortune
Should I ask her
to
this question?
work
maybe?
with. Yeah,
Genelia, what do you think? Besides you, who do you think Riteish will look really nice on screen with, or maybe they could explore that on a on-screen pairing?
I don't know.
that's what we never discussed this.
Yeah, it's never been like for both of us. I don't think it's been like a tick
Who the
list
actor
to, you
should
know,
be, or-
act. Yeah, so it's nice that someone wants to act with us, that we can give it our best shot, and you know that's a thing to come. Unless you,
Yeah, no, see, for me, just as an actor, it's not to be opposite someone. That's not the
Yeah.
criteria. Just a female actor that I would like to work with would be Kajol.
yeah.
Because I've always been a huge fan and admirer of her work, of her skill set. So she is someone that
Yeah, Kajol, Madhuri ma'am.
Madhuri ma'am, to matlab,
He'll fall down.
and I got a chance to work with her in Total Dhamal.
Yeah.
But yes, these are actresses that I have been a huge admirer of. So.
Okay, quick. Genelia, an advice you would give to Shravani,
To Shravani.
your character in Ved.
No, I think she's fabulous. Not because it's me. I just think she's fabulous.
Okay, fair enough. An actor you think you would like to work on screen with again, or be somebody else?
No, again, I mean, I've liked to see there are actors that I haven't worked with, which I
Correct.
would love to see us pairing with, but not like someone that needs to happen in my life.
See Imran Khan, Janite Jana. We are already making sure that happens.
Imran Khan, yeah, I would love to. Jani too.
Let it make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay, quickly, like I asked him, one thing you feel as a female actor that needs to change in the film industry, particularly for female actors.
No, I think it's changed. I think there are, like I did Trial Period, which was an author-backed role. I think that's happening. I think there's no more it being confined to you being friends with someone, which is the great part about it. I mean, today I'd love to audition. I auditioned for Jani too. I think I had to convince, actually, Shravani Riteish saw me more than I saw myself. I loved her as a role. But no, I think it's time, like if you want a role and you want to present yourself in that role, I think it's time to audition.
Okay, fair enough. An
It's
advice,
just quick rapid fire.
an
You
advice
took
you'd
50
give-
minutes.
I do. An advice you'd like to give young actors who are entering the industry.
Don't wait for validation.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
The last one is a film of Riteish that you love and a film of Riteish that you don't like so much, and why?
Film of Ritesh's that I love actually is Nach. I had loved his film Nach. So that's something that I really liked him. don't like, see, I'm possessive and also love to hai. So it's not like I don't like any film. I enjoy. There are times that I'm not very good at understanding everything, but I like it on the whole. I think I think he's very good in choosing films. I think he's very good in scripts. Like I depend on him for a lot of things.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And like I said, it's always a pleasure talking to the two of you. I'm just so proud what you're doing.
Thank you. I would just like to add one thing. Since we are talking about Ved and Marathi films, it's just wonderful that a Marathi film now is being dubbed in Hindi, and it's coming on Star Gold. Also because it's a very big thing. You have South films that come, but now the fact that you have a Marathi film that's coming on Star Gold, and it's television is always about watching with the whole family. OTT sometimes is all about individual watching, but this family viewing, the whole family coming together and watching a loved Marathi film in Hindi now, that is very exciting for us, and I hope that it's one of the first few steps for many to follow for the Marathi film industry.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I hope the viewership breaks all records.
Thank you.
You guys deserve so much more, and I'm looking forward from Mumbai Film Company to make contents that we're going to love.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you once again.
Thank you.